Hey, everybody. It's Noise Neighbors Podcast. It's me, Joey McHugh, joined as always by Mark Mulvaney. All right, Mulv.
All right. How are you, Joey?
I'm good, dude. We got a full barn, huh?
Yeah, we do. Let's introduce these. Go ahead.
Yeah, so off of the Maine Road Ramble, we've got John Ashley below me. All right, John.
All right, Joey, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. Thanks for coming on. And Paisan, Joe Ricci. What's up, brother?
What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming. I'm sure that everyone is in a fantastic mood. It's been a good, 3 days it's been. Oh, yeah. Smoke them and drink them if you got them. House rules.
Stolen.
Let's do one of these here.
Stolen bit.
There we go. Yeah. So we're going to talk, golly, we're going to talk about the Palace thing. Also, there was stuff that happened with United. And then Liverpool and Arsenal happened today. We've got to talk about what that means for the title race going forward. And then I've already seen it in the chat. There has been some rumors about a certain Haaland that we're going to discuss. So we won't waste too much more time. Let's get into the damn thing. Meat and potatoes time. Vic, take it away.
Meat and potatoes.
All right. So Monday, City, Palace, 0-0. This wasn't great. Mulv, did you have fun watching this?
No, it was
okay.
super tense, mate. I tell you what, why don't we, before we talk about Palace,
go on.
Two quick hits before we get there, yeah? So since Monday, you mentioned it, United have been bounced from the Champions League.
Hell yeah.
So we're going on I don't know how many years without a trophy for them, because that's it. That's the last competition that they could have possibly.
Mourinho was in charge.
Possibly won this season. Yeah. So we all enjoyed that.
Theoretically.
And I'll be honest, the reaction to it across the media is the biggest I've ever seen in terms of, the inquest into what's going on at that place. I've never seen it reach this sort of boiling point across a media that I believe is heavily, biased towards that club. Nice one, Guile. So yeah, I did enjoy that. It gave me a brief bit of, comfort. And then second thing, you mentioned it as well. I watched it. Liverpool and Arsenal, big implications for the title race. And I think, as most of us suspected would happen, Liverpool come away with 3 points at the Emirates. Arsenal just don't match up well.
Did all you guys watch this?
A team like that, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I watched.
I watched. Pleasure of being on the golf course.
Yeah.
Big gabagool.
John, did you suspect that they Arsenal would drop points there?
I knew that they would lose the second Odegaard missed that chance. That was their one chance. Had they gone ahead early in the second half, I think they could have, closed it out a little bit better. But that Odegaard miss, and then the manner in which they conceded the goals, it was they're just not there yet. They're looking better, but they're just not there yet.
Do you think there are any better young Norwegian attacking players on the planet that maybe we could go after? If he pulls out like a winger that plays at like Nordstrand, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
The kid who plays for Dortmund, I forget his name.
Yeah,
Norgard.
You're gonna dedicate a whole segment to him.
Just guessing. That's probably right. I don't know.
For people already in the chat going on about Haaland. So we have saved an entire segment for that. So we love you love Haaland chat.
Transfer talk and kit talk, dude. That's people can't get enough.
Speaking of kits,
it would be this way.
I'm having that one.
It would be this
Very
way.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, shout out.
Oh wow.
Oh, and a Zinni.
10 out of 10.
Good job, you.
Wearing
All
his
I've
dad's
come up
logo
with
for his
is
national team.
my Kipax from the Ginger Wig.
Oh, love it, Ginger Wig.
Shouts to the Ginger Wig.
Shout out
Nick?
Ginger Wig.
I'm just
Right.
wearing green because I'm a man.
St. Patty's Day
neutral.
tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Oh, is it?
It's a McCune national holiday.
Okay, Vic has asked a question that Joe Ricci specifically texted us about and
True.
wanted to talk about. So
I suspect he has texted her too.
who's-
Would you please
We were
ask this
talking.
question?
I'm going to read off the final 8 Champions League teams.
Go on now.
So you probably know these off the top of your head, but I don't. So
It's way more
Here
fun
we
to watch
go.
you squirm.
okay. From England, 3 representatives from England: Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. 3 from Spain: Villarreal, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. 1 from Portugal: Benfica, and a German side: Bayern Munich.
I think you've crushed that, bro.
um,
I think you killed that.
so let's just go around. Joey, who do you fancy? It'll be 2 legs. We can draw English teams.
Yeah,
now.
give me Chelsea
Oh wow!
or fuck it, give me Munich.
Quick thoughts behind both.
I don't know if Chelsea will be able to afford to travel. So we might just go
Those
through
trains
without having to
really
play
are
a game.
expensive.
yeah, it's a long. You know what I mean? We might just go through because we can pay to play and they can't.
The AAU effect.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They'll also be behind closed doors as well.
Well, true, for the sake of sporting integrity. And Munich, I don't know. Give me the biggest, baddest dog in the prison, right? They've smashed everybody in the Champions League. Steel sharpens steel or whatever the fuck. So
All
give me
right.
that.
John?
Anyone but Liverpool.
Because you'd rather play them in
I'd rather
one
somebody
match
else
or
knock them out, but
not somebody else knock them out. Yeah.
You don't want the
Not-
pressure.
not
Makes
at
a lot of
all.
sense.
There's just I don't know. There's just something about Liverpool matches that just doesn't agree with my system at all, and it's just not fun. I just if Liverpool were kind of likable as kind of they're just
Humans?
not very they're just not very likable. In terms of sometimes the way they play,
generous of
and Chelsea, as Joey said, I think playing against them away with no fans, I think would be a big benefit to us. Villarreal looked great against Juve today, to be fair, but I think we could definitely take them out over 2 legs. Real Madrid are kind of wild cards in the Champions League, but we've shown that we can beat them. Atletico squeaked past United. I think we can beat them. Benfica are kind of the wild card, I think.
Going through every single fucking team.
Which team would you like? Which team do you want though?
Which team do I want? Hey, I'm just going through who's left. Give me.
You'll have anyone
You
but
are
Liverpool.
the main
In order.
Anyone.
Your other names.
All right then. I'll go Villarreal.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Thank you, John. Joe
Sorry,
Ricci.
John.
I just wrote them down and I just kind of got carried away.
It's not that deep, bruv.
Hey, I'm just reminding anyone who just tuned in late who were in the last.
Yeah,
8.
you're doing a reset. I like that. That's that's a
Exactly.
professional broadcast move. Ricci, any of the 8 that you would like?
You guys just want to skip me, or
You got 20 seconds left to give yours.
I don't want Bayern Munich because I fear Pep would overthink playing against a Nagelsmann coach team, and I do want Villarreal because I think my local could probably beat Juventus these days. So I don't think that's really saying much. And I mean, didn't City technically draw Villarreal once already this Champions League campaign? So
Allegedly.
Wow, what a memory.
Allegedly.
That's great.
All right.
That's my
Oh,
end
yeah.
scene right there.
Yeah, I think Chelsea's the move. Chelsea's the move.
It's the funniest bit, I think.
If you're thinking of momentum, You don't want Liverpool. I'm with John on that. And Chelsea are sort of in the mud, aren't they? So
Are they?
yeah, Chelsea. A little bit.
Oh, okay.
I think the way the schedule works out
thank
as
you, Vic.
well, it would be like 3 Liverpool games back to back, which is
Yeah.
just, no.
And we have don't we still have a chance to get them in the FA Cup too?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yes.
It's
That
just
could be fun, right? Just four times play them.
Just to wrap that chatter up, I want to just hit some folks who had some opinions in the chat. Okay, Johnny Lara, give me Atletico. Interesting. And Dickie Bitters, he wanted the Rags. Sorry, mate.
Unlucky, pal.
He wants Benfica or the real Villa. And all pissed up.
Yeah. Give me a friend. Hell yeah. That is
live and direct from Manchester.
He's all the way live, dude, I think.
Yeah.
That's
I was going to ask you this, John and Mulv, what you think the best away day would be if you're talking strictly travel purposes.
Jacob's gone from Lisbon. Interesting.
Knoxville to Lisbon's a long drive.
Day.
Any team. Let's go, dude.
La Ciel Bleu. Is that French?
Yeah, I don't speak the language.
I feel like Munich's always a good away day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Get the sausages in.
All right, what's next on the agenda? We're finally going to talk about Palace, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what do you even say about this? You know, it's 0-0. The whole thing sucks. Uninspired. Do we want to talk about the lineup even?
No, we should do it. We should do it from a very high level and just say, is it 2 points dropped or a point gained now that a couple of days have passed and we've all calmed down a bit?
I think
go ahead, Joey.
I think even day of it's 2 points dropped.
Yeah.
It's Palace. We need the win. You know what I mean? And we go into it with a strong lineup. We need a result. I mean, for the points, obviously, but even just to kind of show that we can improve our performances a little bit over what we've done in the past few weeks, and to go down there and just lay an egg and not convert chances and waste a ton of chances and all that kind of stuff. We've seen this movie before, and it feels worse now, I think. Like, it sucked for sure, day of, but there was still that thing in your head of like, you know, Arsenal are playing pretty good. They might be able to steal a point, you know, from Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. Well, now here we are 48 hours later on the back of Liverpool beating Arsenal. And yeah, this only feels worse now. Richie?
Yeah, on paper, I feel like it's 1 point gained, right? Because if we were Liverpool and we were behind, I'd say it's 2 points dropped. But we're still top of the table, I think you can phrase it as 1 point gain. But in the context of the match where City had chance after chance, it feels more like 2 points dropped. Like if you look at over the 90 minutes, there was plenty of chances that City should have run away with that game. And I think it stings a little bit more knowing that this is now 4 points Palace have picked up on us this season. I mean, I like this Palace side, but that's inexcusable for City standards. So I'm kind of fence sitting, but I feel like at this point, picking up points is never going to do you any harm because you need it to extend the lead. If it happens again against Burnley after the international break, yeah, then it's a concern. But for now, where they're still top of the table, I think it's a point gained.
I'm torn like you are, Joe, in that I've seen it. I can see it both ways, but I'm leaning towards 2 points dropped. The side that was pulling me the other way was the fact that we struggled against Palace. It's more points than we got last time we played them.
Sure.
It was a Monday night. Remember what happened to Liverpool a few years ago? Istanbul, I think they
3-3.
Yeah, where they found it hard to get 3 points there. But the other side of it is if you want to win the title, you have to win those games. You have to bring home 3 points from those places, as Liverpool found out that season, because that was a massive blow to them. So yeah, you can contrast it with what happened today at the Emirates. Liverpool didn't play as well as we played against Palace today, and yet they still had 2 clinical finishes, and that's the difference in the game. And while you can say City played well, finishing's a part of playing, and if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, those are the tight margins that can cost you a league. So yeah, I'm leaning towards 2 points dropped.
I think it wouldn't have been a problem had we done what we should have done against Spurs a couple of weeks ago at home. I think that is a far more winnable game for City than Palace away. I think if we beat Spurs at home, which we probably should have done, then beat United and then draw at Palace, we're thinking happy with that. But the loss at home to Spurs was, I think, if we end up not winning this title, I think that's what we'll look back on. Our inability to control that game against a team who are so... I mean, just they have no predictability whatsoever, but like they seem to be our kryptonite. But the fact that we just can't figure them out, I think that's a bigger problem than going away to Palace, who were a very good side under a new manager, young, evolving, pacey, gave Liverpool a lot of problems when they went there, and Liverpool only drew a couple of dodgy goals themselves. So for me, it's the Spurs game, not the Palace game, that was the problem in the last few weeks.
All right, moving it on. What's this next one, Joey?
Yeah, so kind of looking back at that Palace result, does that affect team selection stuff going into the FA Cup match this weekend against Southampton? Steffen's back, looks like. Other injuries, I don't think we've really heard much yet. But do you think, I don't know, I guess do you roll with the same guys that played and hope that they kind of play their way back into form, or is this do we rotate here? What do you think we should do, John?
Play your best team. I think Pep always does that. I think we made the mistake in the FA Cup last year of playing a much weakened side, changed side with no cohesion against Chelsea in the semi-final. Chelsea were not good that day. City could have won that with a full strength side. And that kind of began a losing trend that eventually ended up in the Champions League final. We were losing the league as well, and it was like, it's fine. We're just resting players for the Champions League final. We were doing all right against PSG, but other than that, we were dropping points in the Premier League, not finishing off the league when we should. So yeah, I think it's important that we go out with a really good message and a win, basically, because if you don't play full side away at Southampton, you can easily go out of the cup.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Richie, go.
I would also say, I think the important thing is this is the last match before the international break, right? And going into that with a win and a convincing performance can easily wash away prior matches, in my opinion. Because then you're 2 weeks till your next match, which is Burnley. So it's kind of another one too, where Southampton, City have struggled against. It has a lot of Crystal Palace vibes to it. So I'm with John. I think you play your best 11. I think your best 11 is actually what we saw Monday. It doesn't work every time, but I think that, bar Steffen coming in for Ederson, I don't think you change the back line. I definitely wouldn't change the midfield really and I know this is unrealistic, but for the rest of the season. And then the front three, I think Sterling probably deserves to play, but I'm not dropping Grealish. I thought he was the best player Monday for City. I'm not dropping Foden again whenever he's fit. And Mahrez has been City's best attacking player this season, especially against sides that might set up in a low block. So I'd probably keep the same 11. And I think you just have to go into it with the understanding that Palace isn't Southampton in the way that they set up. So I don't think you can expect the same result.
Yeah. Mulv, anybody you want to see or don't want to see?
If I'm Pep Guardiola, I want shaggers.
Okay, sick. Same.
Shaggers are needed.
Hell yeah.
When you don't score against Palace and you miss the chances that we missed.
We need a sign that says shaggers needed.
Feels like the banging one out segment for you guys.
You get it.
It's crunch time, and come the crunch.
Come the crunch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you need guys are going to put the ball in the back of the net. For me, those guys.
Really should have worn my Hawkins shirt.
Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez, and Ilkay Gundogan, along with Kevin De Bruyne, for me. And I feel like those guys have to play.
So you're dropping
Jack.
Bernardo, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
of them? Rolling with 10?
what I'm getting at is I think there's a small refresh needed.
Yep.
And I think it will naturally come with it being the FA Cup. He always does. But I think what the guys that get their chance on Sunday, if they take it, if they shag,
Yes.
because of what's happened in the last few weeks, they might be the team that sees out the run-in, right? And, Pep, he shortens his bench.
Yeah.
Very basketball term here, but he shortens his bench during the run-in. Remember, players like Leroy Sané couldn't get a game the last time we had a run-in this tight. So he will be looking for guys that are clinical. And if somebody can prove that they're clinical on Sunday in the FA Cup, they've got a good, I think, chance of staying in the side for the run-in. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, give me Stefan. Give me Cancelo at right back. Give me Zinchenko at left back. Walker hasn't done much for me. Not recently. And I think Zinchenko deserves it. The game that he has played, he looked good. Put him out there. I could see Bernardo not playing just because he's going to play a ton for Portugal, and maybe Pep doesn't want to kill him. And this might be one game too far, I think, because I don't remember the last time that he really, really had a rest. So I could see Gundogan coming in maybe for him. The front three though is going to be tricky, I think, because I think if you pull any of those guys right now, phrasing, you might mess up confidence. And I don't know if you want to screw with that going into the run and that we're about to have. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird one. I think Stefan's got to play, right? I think we're all there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Stefan and then Stones and Ake. How we feel about that? Ake and Laporte. I mean, it's going to be Ake and somebody. It's not going to be Diaz. Ake and Mbete.
Stones and Ake sounds right to me, just because Ake hasn't played right centre back.
Yeah,
for City.
Yeah, so I think that fullbacks. I think I'm probably the only one that's going Cancelo and Zinchenko, but Cancelo's got to be in.
You could talk me into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would give us one more body in midfield too. You know what I mean? Like when we go forward, I like the idea of if Cancelo decides to go on a wacky run, you still have Zinchenko kind of chilling next to Rodri, and he's good on the ball. He's comfortable in midfield. Southampton's annoying, and I feel like that would be a good thing to have there. Then so we all want Kevin. Yeah, Kevin and Rodri. Yeah,
I'd put Kevin in the front three. I'd play Kevin.
Okay.
As a false
Nice.
nine.
Okay. Here we go. Now we're shuffling.
Is this the free Phil Foden strategy, or
I think.
Do you think this unlocks Phil Foden?
I actually think you talked about like confidence dropping among with dropping one of the front three. I think that's least likely to happen with Foden, and I think he might just actually benefit from a game.
You're dropping him from the 11.
I'd bring him off the bench for sure.
Okay. That's a pregnant pause. I like that. Build tension, my brother. So we got Gundo shout. Yeah, front three is going to be tricky, I think. I don't think there's any front three you can pick where someone isn't feeling slighted right now because no one's scoring a ton aside from Mahrez, but he hasn't hit one in a few games. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird one. Real quick,
we'll
wrap
it. Two in the derby, but
yeah, nobody's hit.
Been a few games, brother. Yeah, it's been a few
Mahrez
games.
and De Bruyne both scored the last time we scored.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it's a team that got knocked out by Atletico Madrid, and you know, they got toe suckers.
They are shit.
They are shit. yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So real quick, just to wrap this up, confidence levels going into that match. We feeling like this is a win, or do we still have Southampton PTSD? Mulv?
Very confident, mate. We bounce back. We have good bounce back ability.
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back.
I think there's players with something to prove. Like I said, I think they could make a case for being in the side in the shortened bench for the running. So
let's go around the horn, Joe.
I think Mulv has more confidence than I do. Yeah, I'm not overly confident, to be honest. That's probably not what you wanted to hear when you asked me to come on this podcast, but
one honesty, mate.
Yeah, sad boy summer, dude.
Sad boy summer is it came early this year.
We found story as old as time. Am I right?
But I think you guys probably talked to me in a bit of rotation. I think a couple new faces may help. Mulv made a good point about, you know, players are essentially playing for the run-in, and I think that's a really good point. So I think if I had to say, City will win because at the end of the day, they're clearly the better team. But this is a massive match for Southampton. You would assume that they're more than safe in the Premier League. So this is really their focal point for the rest of the season. So I don't think that can be forgotten. Yeah. So again, I'm kind of fence sitting, but I love all the optimism in the chat because I could use a bit of that.
There you go. John?
I'm going to be super pragmatic and say if we're going to lose one game the rest of this season, let's make it this one. You know, if we're going to be on a bad run, we're going to have an international break.
First leg of the Champions League?
What?
Lose the first leg of a Champions League matchup and just throttle someone then.
Do a reverse sporting on them.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I'm just like, you know, of the three trophies that were left in, I love the FA Cup, but it's going to be. I know. I'm just saying, like,
is that Jurgen Klopp?
We're on a bad run. We are on a bad run. No, we're on a bad run. If this is what it takes to like really light a fire under the players, then I mean, I really hope we win. But if this is going to be where we slump, then let this be the end of it. And after the international break, come out firing in two competitions, rather than, you know, because if we don't win the FA Cup, we might as well lose now. If that makes sense.
True.
Okay.
Instead of losing in the final, and then like you got there and now you're crying.
And you played more games.
Yeah.
FA Cup. So you're saying,
wow.
Who do we have when we come back? Burnley?
Yeah.
So you're saying we need to just, if we lost this, fine, international break, and then you come back and Burnley's the slump buster?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
hell yeah.
If we're going to do it, then away at Burnley is a really good place to get back on the wagon.
Jump back on that horse, Daddy. Hell yeah. I think that's been your all of that stuff review. So many things. Let's take a break. When we get back, this won't be fun. We're going to talk about the title race. Oh boy. And what's going to happen there. Don't move. Okay. Hey, we're back on the NoisyBoys podcast. That was weird. I couldn't hear anything. Yeah. So we're doing this on we're doing this on YouTube and stuff too. So we have to be sneakier with the breaks.
So
if you guys
this will go out as a podcast. So.
Yeah. So if you guys don't if you listen to the show, there's always breaks in between, right? Well, normally when we do this, it's just Mulv and I sit here and stare at each other as we listen to the break happen. But YouTube will just dump the stream if we start playing copyrighted music and all that kind of crap. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, that's why it's weird in between segments. Deal with it. But yeah, thanks for listening to NoisyBoys podcast. It's Joey, it's Mulv. We've got a portion of the Maine Road Ramble here. John Ashley and Joe Ricci. Shout out them. So we do have a title race. Reports of the demise of this title race were premature in December. It does appear that the league was, in fact, not over. Lame. That is undoubtedly going to be terrible for all of our blood pressure, sleep schedules, and probably my liver. So that's not the best. Let's just break this thing down. I'll tell you who is where in the table right now. Probably top 4, and then we're just going to go through who has who, kind of as we run down the rest of the season. So City right now, 29 games played, 70 points. They are in first. Liverpool, 29 games played, 69 points. Nice. Second place. Yeah, good job, boys. Chelsea is in third, 28. So they got a game in hand. So 28 games played on 59 points. Almost nice. And then Arsenal is in fourth, 27 games played, 51 points. So they're pretty far off. We'll start with Liverpool, just because that is the biggest contender.
I've got ideas on this, Joey.
Go on.
I'm gonna pick. So we got John, Joe, R, and Joey. And I'm just going to.
Does it feel weird being the only non-J name here? Do you feel?
Yeah, I could go by James, my middle name.
No.
Is that because were you named after King James?
Leave it to us.
Okay. Okay.
You're not that dude. All right.
Triple J's. Okay. Let's make this very quick.
I
will run down the fixtures, and you tell me how many points Liverpool are going to get in each one. So we got Watford.
3.
John.
3.
John. Joe. Joey.
What am I doing?
How many points will Liverpool get against Watford?
That'd be 3, yeah.
All right. That's at Anfield. City versus City.
This is at the Etihad.
Yeah, John.
1.
Joe.
0.
City to win at the Etihad. Love it. Joey.
0.
Yes, let's go.
Speak it into existence.
Villa away. John.
1.
Ooh, Stevie G. We don't let this slip now.
Oh, City legend. Joe.
3.
Joey. He's gonna lay down.
Joey's like 0.
I can't do it, dude. It's
Coutinho, you've seen him play? Pretty good.
They couldn't have 2 Liverpool people do it, right? It couldn't be. It couldn't be Coutinho. It couldn't be Coutinho managed by Stevie G. No. 3 points. 3 points to Liverpool on that one. Fuck, it would be so funny though, John. I wish you wouldn't have put that in my brain.
United, John. That is
3
at Anfield.
Easiest game of the lot.
Easiest one.
Is it possible to get more than 3?
I'll put you down for 3.
Okay.
Joey.
Oh God,
No,
Joey, come on.
It's 3. It's 3. Okay.
It's 3. Yeah.
Be sensible.
The Merseyside derby
I my high noon
at Anfield. John.
3, and Everton will be glad it's not close enough for them to be relegated by Liverpool.
Joe Ricci.
Yeah, my point about United translates to Everton as well. If there's more than 3 points, they'll get it.
Joey.
These passion fruit ones are pretty good, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah, 3.
3. Okay. Is then Newcastle at St. James? John?
3. Newcastle will be safe by then.
Yeah, that's a good point because some of these teams will be either fighting for something or nothing. So, Joe?
0. 0.
Whoa.
Mamma mia! That's some good gabagool.
Joey?
1.
Oh, wow. Okay. Newcastle. Tottenham.
Always
They're
been
at
a huge
Anfield.
Newcastle fan.
John.
Yeah, up the Geordies.
3.
They'll beat Tottenham there. Joe?
No, I'm just kidding. 3.
Joey? Tottenham.
1.
Oh!
You're just tuning in. This is Liverpool's run-in. And it looks like they finish against Southampton.
No, they got one more after that.
They got one more after that.
Set at home to Wolves.
Yeah,
Oh.
you have to hit the next button.
Okay. Soton and then Wolves. So you guys were checking me on these, right?
For sure, yeah.
Southampton, John.
3.
Joe.
3.
Joey.
3.
3. Wolves. Joe. John. Sorry, John.
2.
2. Oh, wait, that's bad French. 3.
Mold so English, he refuses to understand.
You call me a twat. Is that what
It's ambiguous enough.
3.
Joey.
Oh, yeah, 3 for me.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's them. That's Liverpool. Quite a few drop points here from you guys. Very interesting. So what you're telling me is they're not going to win the remainder of their games. Which so you're saying there's a chance. So you want to do City now?
Yes.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
We'll do City.
Reluctantly
and then
crouched at the starting line.
I will let you guys chatter while I tally all this up. All right. So
Mold's gonna do maths.
I'm gonna
I do just want to say, while Mulv is, doing maths, coming into this pod, I had Liverpool drawing against City and then winning out. And the spirit of this pod just completely 180'd my opinion. So
I'm not going to sit here and say that we're those fucking dudes, but you know what I mean? I like that Mulv gets to show off his spreadsheet work. He gets to show off that he's a spreadsheet wizard on the podcast for once in his life.
That's not why I did this.
Yes, for sure it is. I can see your hand over there on the number pad. His nails just clicking on his keyboard.
All right. Burnley away, John.
He's put the function
3.
in already.
3. Oof. Joe. Burnley away.
Joe.
He had to take a long sip of that drink.
And his camera.
Oh. Joey, what are you?
3.
3? Okay.
I love that his camera
He's frozen, bro.
Oh, it's so
Frozen.
good.
Okay.
He refused to answer,
there
took
you
a
go.
long drink, and then the Russians took him down. Oh, he's back.
I think they turned the electricity off in Maine at 8:12.
Burnley away, Joe. Burnley away.
Burnley away.
City.
Like
3
nothing
points.
happened.
3. All right. So the Liverpool is the next game. You've already given me that. John went for a draw. Joe said we would win. City would win that, and so did Joey.
It'd be funny if John
3
changes the answer now. Who is it? City? Well, 3 points.
Then we've got Wolves away. John?
Uh-huh.
1.
It's a toughie.
Wow.
All right. Joe?
3.
Nice. Joey?
Yeah, 3 of them.
3. Nice.
It's Irish for 3.
Brighton at home. John?
3.
Nice. Joe?
3.
And Joey?
3.
Nice. Watford at home.
9.
9.
3.
I like that.
Goal.
Not 9 goals, 3 points.
Joe?
3.
Joey?
3.
Nice. Leeds away?
Oh, Christ.
Jesse Marsh's Leeds.
Oof.
You know Calvin
Go
Phillips
USA.
back up and running too.
John?
3.
Joe?
3.
Joey?
Yeah, 3.
Okay. Newcastle home?
3.
Joe?
There we go. Mo had a
You
stroke
all right?
there.
I glitched.
3.
Joey?
3.
All right. And West Ham away?
Is that second to last match, Mulv?
Must be, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe. John?
There we go.
3. West Ham will be on the beach.
Yeah. Joe Ricci?
1.
Oh, a draw. Joey?
I was also going 1.
Okay. And last game of the season, Villa at home. John?
3.
Joe?
I just want to say, why does it feel like every game is difficult? Like
It does.
any team in the table, that just feels so difficult.
Well, that can't be true, Joe. It's a two team league. It couldn't be. Every game couldn't be difficult, right?
No, 1 team league according to some in December. I'll say
True.
3.
Okay. And Joey?
Who is it? Villa?
Villa at home. Last day.
Oh, fuck.
They
I
won't
really
have
wish
anything to play for.
I know. Well, won't they?
Just the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more emotional than anything.
1.
1. Okay. Cool. I will take this. Do a bit of maths. Quick
He
maths.
is here goes again. You see how he does this? So this is like when Mulv puts in like his cute little nosy neighbors, or like he picks out a neat little rap song. He's got to get a little something in there, but this time no one can see it. It's just him typing on the side of his screen in a little spreadsheet.
Can someone pull up Vic's comment just because that, in case we all wanted to stress out a little bit more?
Yeah.
Does Mo's spreadsheet have a column to work out the goal difference possibilities?
Oh.
We're behind, aren't we? We're behind by like 10 goals.
Back. We're 5 back.
Yeah.
So maybe go in the chat, Joey, or maybe talk about what are the pressures of
all right.
playing first or
big time stuff here. Kyle had some corn dogs. So that's what's up. Respect. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In the chat, I guess we haven't really talked to you guys too much. If you're in the chat right now watching, what do you think? Who do you think haven't come out on top in this? Is it going to be City or is it going to be Liverpool? Liverpool, I think, tougher run in. Just because they've got United, they've got Tottenham still. Theoretically, the teams that we're going to play should be, a lot of them should be on the beach. Should be. But I don't know. I think Stevie G is going to have something to play for in that last game of the season.
I think a lot of those teams will. I mean, Wolves and West Ham could be playing for the highly regarded Europa Conference League. Yeah.
So what is that? 7th place?
6th?
6th? So right now, yeah. So right now, West Ham's in 6th. They're 2 points behind United. Tottenham's in 7th, but they've got a game in hand, and they are also 2 points behind United. So, like, if you go all the way down,
energy versus Liverpool.
If you go down to Wolves, Villa's kind of, I don't think Villa can catch up. They're 14 points out from 5th place. But I mean, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all within 4 points of each other. And that's United, West Ham, Spurs, and Wolves, who are all involved in City's run-in and Liverpool's run-in. So I think there are going to be a lot of stuff that are a lot of things to play for a lot of these teams. Yeah? Other end of the table, yeah. So you've got Jacob Lackey's got City by 1 point. All pissed up, just says keep fighting. Hell yeah, dude. Vic Sita. Treble. All right. Kyle would like to be a mod. That's not how it works yet, bro. But I appreciate you.
What about a rocker? You could be. A
rocker. Bottom of the table. Norwich is gone. Right? We can call this. Yeah. Hey,
2 years.
Thanks for coming again, bro. Good to see you. Keep it moving. Burnley, 21 points, 2 games in hand compared to the team above them, Watford, and only 1 point behind them. Watford's on 22 points. Everton has played 3 less matches than everybody else, and they're on 22 points. So Everton could, theoretically, move as high as like 15th or 16th with a run with a good run. And that's 1 win and a draw.
I think it's important to note, Joey.
You think Everton's going down?
Everton play Burnley the week after City play at Burnley. So I'm wondering if Burnley are going to have one eye on that game.
So this could be a double slump buster. City hop on 1 week, and then here comes Everton the next week around. Mulv, have you your tabulations? Have they been completed?
Are in.
Yeah, he's hit enter.
Contestant number 1, John Ashley, please step forward.
He's sold Phil Foden, hasn't he?
No, that's Kevin.
That's Kevin Nelson.
May he rest in peace.
So there are 9 Premier League fixtures left for both sides. City currently have a 1-point lead over Liverpool. John has Liverpool picking up 23 points from the 9 games. He has Manchester City picking up 23 points from the last 9 games. So City to win the league on the last day of the season by holding off Liverpool on the final day, and will lift the trophy against Aston Villa. Ooh, okay. Step forward, Joe Ricci. He's got Liverpool finishing with 21 points.
21
and 9. And Manchester City finishing with 25 points.
Ooh.
So City to win the league by, I guess, 5 points, right?
Yeah, really
That's
throwing the
cool.
salami at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I guess we'll have it won by the West Ham away.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's anticlimactic. A draw against West Ham clinches us the title for Joe Ricci, I think.
I mean, selfishly, I'll be on my honeymoon that day, so.
All right. And step forward, contestant number 3, Joey McCune.
Joey McCune, podcast host of Nosy Neighbors.
Yeah.
Funny every time.
Sure is.
He's got Liverpool getting 20 points from the final 9 games. So he's the most optimistic about Liverpool's run-in than the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
And City finishing with 23 points. So he's also got Manchester City winning back-to-back Premier League titles.
Yeah.
4 out of 6 for Pep Guardiola.
True.
Get to your bookies.
Yeah.
This is nailed on.
This is not on state. This is not on state media. You can get to your bookies. Did anybody watch? Did you guys watch the halftime thing with Ariel?
Mm-mm.
So Ariel,
oh
God love her. She had us on for the whole halftime.
She was really desperate,
bro. 15 minutes, right? It's a 15-minute thing.
Yeah, we told her we were busy.
I brought up gambling. Somebody said someone's gonna score in the 76th minute or whatever, and I was like, "Get to your bookies." And she was like, "Please don't talk about gambling. This is state media." And then after that, I think we almost. I had to refrain from describing Riyad Mahrez's touch sexually, and then there was something else. I think that she had to be like, nope. Oh, it was. We started talking about Haaland, and she was like, we don't talk about transfer rumors. Okay.
Is she just like chatting you on the side?
I don't know, dude. We were.
She's frantically WhatsApping me.
Yeah, she's like, cut the shit.
Can you mute this guy?
You brought up Haaland, bro. I didn't mention
his name.
I didn't say the sex thing. So shout out
talking about his dad.
True. He's coming back as a coach.
All right.
So we've all picked City to win, yeah?
We have.
Dude,
Molf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not going to give answers because if he does, he's going to be
I'll say
Mol's a bit of a jinx.
I think
True.
City will win it. But I'm not looking forward to the next 9 games. I'll tell you that much.
true. But you know what we say to all of our enemies, dude.
And let's take a break.
That's not what we say. Yeah, we'll take a break when we get back. Early Haaland talk. So don't move again. Thanks.
Welcome back to the Noisy Neighbors live stream podcast extravaganza featuring our mates at the Maine Road Ramble, Joe Ricci and John Ashley, both from the northeast of the states, and obviously I've got my mate Joey McCune, who's it's almost St. Patrick's Day, so he's vibing, I'm sure.
I'm not going to say that for part of my day I drove around listening to like militant Irish music.
What, House of Pain?
What the fuck is that, dude?
Don't pretend you don't love a bit of House of Pain.
Everyone loves to jump around, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm a Big Ten guy. Of course I love jumping around.
All right, we're going to wrap this up with everybody's favorite topic, transfers.
Let's go.
Some big noise coming out of pretty reputable sources this week. We have, of course, been burned before. So I'm interested to hear.
We wouldn't know anything about that.
No.
Well, okay. You've actually tried to make a transfer prediction before.
Tried.
Yeah.
They made one.
Okay, I was trying to downplay it a bit.
It was not our fault.
No. We don't get. Not your fault.
Do you want to give us the backstory?
I said that was not our fault.
All right. Well, let's know about whose fault it was.
What happened?
That was a pun on the name.
Oh, okay.
But there we go.
Who
what
had
happened
the
there?
information? Why is he no longer on the show?
We're not
What had happened was.
Anyways, that Haaland guy. Woo!
Yeah.
No.
No, it's just one of those things where you kind of get a tip from a pretty decent source relatively close to City.
Your dad?
No, not my dad.
Your dad.
Your dad. That was actually kind of a couple of other people had heard it as well from different sources. That a certain player from Lyon was going to come to City in the summer transfer window. Ended up not happening.
Oh no!
But lesson learned.
So now, you see what you get for trying to be.
I can't wait to resurface that tweet, though.
You see what you get for trying to be, like,
nosy,
studious, and forthright, and like,
not as embarrassing as having
break news.
Not as embarrassing as having somebody whip the dingus out on your live stream, though.
Wasn't me. So.
Shout Shaggy.
Shouts out Man Deep.
Detmer.
Detmer was Man Deep. He must have been spending some time in the tanning booth, brother.
All right. So
Indianapolis is warm that time of year.
True.
Can we all confidently agree and say that City are indeed in for Haaland?
Yeah.
It does feel like it.
The reason I asked that is because I doubted that we were in for him, just because I was worried he wasn't the profile that we go for, in that he's a big profile, big character. We typically swerve those guys. And I don't know. I thought Pep was in love with Kane, so I wondered whether we were actually in. I am glad we are in for him, by the way. It's really, really excited because I think he's going to be the dogs, as they say. So we're all in agreement we're in. There's too much smoke around it. What are you liking the information you're seeing, or does it give you confidence? Joe, start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think for it to start with Jack on is typically a good sign. It wasn't any of the bums over at Sky or any of the.
Did you call them bums?
Bums, yeah. There's just some
official stance, by the way.
Official.
They are bums.
Yes. There's just certain accounts you see kind of just spew out information on any transfer just to get clicks, and it feels like Jack is one of those where he doesn't typically report on things until after the fact or until it's nailed on.
Sorry to interrupt you, but what in fact is he reporting though? Because he's reporting that City have a deal in place, but that doesn't mean that Madrid don't have a deal in place, or Bayern don't have a deal in place. It might just be him picking one of the deals that he's agreed to. Yeah.
That it's a fair point. I think what gives me confidence is the fact that once that story came out, it seemed like everyone else has been getting in on it now, and you haven't heard anything from City, right? City are the first club to refute transfer stories.
Yeah, true.
And that hasn't been the case with this one. And there was a story, Christian Falk, who's like kind of hit or miss out of Germany, but he reported today that Dortmund officials have been led to believe that Haaland's chosen City. So it's just, they keep adding up, and
that one is probably the most convincing from my perspective, the Christian Falk one.
Yeah. He's hit or miss, but
hit or miss.
I think he fits the profile more than a lot of the other marquee signings that City had been linked with in recent years. We go back to Messi, however many times that happened. Like, Messi was at least like late 20s when that was first ever possible, and then into his 30s when it was really, really possible when he ended up at PSG last year. Ronaldo almost 40 when he ends up at United. And so I think that he fits the profile. He's young. He wants to learn and better his game, and there's no better manager to do that under than Pep Guardiola. And I think he knows that. And I think part of the reason why City are keeping this very, very close to their chest is because the Guardiola deal is very much linked to this. Like, I think Haaland, if he's not been promised that Guardiola is going to be here for longer, I don't think that he's signing a deal with City yet.
100%. Joey?
Yeah. Very confident. Like what I'm seeing. And like you guys mentioned, City not refuting it is big. Also, like Dortmund not saying, like, coming out and saying anything. Real Madrid not coming out and being like, I don't know. It just feels like one of those things where one of the other clubs would have jumped in, or we would have seen more stories about City isn't the only one with a deal in place. Like Jack put out what he put out, but there's a ton of other reporters out there. And like if El Chiringuito got that Real Madrid had a deal in place, they'd be crying on the television because personal terms had been agreed. I don't know. This one feels different, feels weird. I'm about it. I mean, big blonde Haaland 15 is what we need. It needs to come back. And yeah, I just, this one feels a lot different. It's not like the Kane thing where we know who we're dealing with. Like getting a deal done with Levy
there's no
is
release
impossible.
clause.
Well, yeah, There's no release clause, but just dealing with Daniel Levy, I feel like even if there was a release clause, Daniel Levy would find a way to make it impossible to happen. Like he'd weasel something in there what didn't happen. The biggest sticking point for me is going to be Mino Raiola because he's a walrus with legs. That's just he eats money and pasta, and he just sorry, Joe.
He's also like borderline dead at the moment. So
from your lips to God's ears, you know what I mean? How you doing, John? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be the biggest sticking point. It'll be the agent because he's going to ask for stupid things. Whereas I don't know if some of these other players' agents will, but I feel very confident about it.
That's great. No, what I was saying about profile before, he absolutely fits the age and talent profile, right? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the profile that he's a number 9. It's quite important.
Yep.
Seeing as
True.
we don't have one that we consider a proper 9. I guess Alvarez, but we haven't seen Alvarez yet. It was just the circus that City don't seem to get involved in the circuses around transfers.
Right.
So yeah, no, we're in for him. We're absolutely in for him. And I'm really excited.
You mentioned we don't get involved in circuses and everything. This is a lot like the Messi thing, where it was like, okay, Aguero left. Spotlight is 100% on City that they are going to make a move for somebody. They have to. What name comes up? Obviously, it's Leo Messi. Then Leo's like, I'm leaving Barcelona. Now everything goes crazy. So that was one circus we were involved in. We had the Kane circus also. This one just feels, I don't know, like I said, it feels different. Like this feels much more like pointed almost, where it's like this isn't like the Koulibaly thing where it's like, oh, will they, won't they? This is like, yeah, no, we're just gonna, here's the money. Do you take cash or you want to check? And this is a dirty, gross business deal, and it's going to end up with everyone hating us. And we're going to have Erling Haaland just header after header after header as we spam crosses.
I think the Grealish deal broke the mold a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe kind of set the precedent as well for like City realizing that there are certain players that Pep really wants, and keeping Pep is more important than getting any individual player.
Nail on the head.
So, like,
Brilliant.
If Pep wants Grealish, let's get Grealish. If Pep wants Haaland, let's get Haaland.
See, this is why the Maine Road Ramble is the best American podcast about City.
If you want to just clip that,
we're the favorite.
We're the favorite.
Yeah. You guys are the favorite. You guys are the best and smartest. We're just the most favorited.
I was actually going to say to Mulv, you're splitting hairs, but I guess. Well.
You don't think he could?
Okay, another knock on my hairline.
Hairline?
Exactly. Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Do you guys have, so the one quote unquote concern is it seems like whether he comes to England now or not, there's going to be a stint in the Premier League in his career. Same can be said for La Liga. There's been reports today about him, being Haaland, asking for a release clause in his deal after 3 years. Concerns, worries, happy to have him for 3 years if that's the case.
Yeah, I think this is the issue you run into with a Raiola guy, because Mino Raiola knows the value of his players. I don't think Haaland wants a 3-year clause. I think Mino Raiola is saying, okay, as this guy's agent, I know who's after him. I know at some point he probably does still want to play for Real Madrid. How can I leverage this deal into an even bigger deal in 3 years? Well, he's going to leave Dortmund for not as much as he should, right? What is it, 60 million, I think? 70? All right, well, that's at least 30 less than it should be. Say he comes to the Premier League, he pops off. Well,
low key.
Yep. And then now there's a decision to be made, and I don't know if you're the agent. I mean, that's cash money. You're either getting paid by the club he's at because they're going to re-sign him for way more money, and they're going to restructure that deal before that third year comes up, or he's moving and you're getting a cut.
Yeah.
So I think it's the agent just kind of playing both sides of it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go. Lots of comments on this Erling Haaland stuff in the chat. So let's go through a few of these. JRX says he's afraid the hype train will be derailed like usual. I also have this fear. I have the fear that whatever he's agreed to will be leveraged around Europe. Let's see. But he's comfortable that we have Alvarez and potentially Delap, who we talk less and less about, but I think could be some player.
We can't have a 4-4-2 with Liam Delap and Erling Haaland, right?
Why not just a 4-3-3? Just put them all up there.
I'm suggesting that Pep will not go from 0 strikers to 1. He will go from 0 to at least 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because that's how he rolls.
Brother, give me the Christmas tree formation and I'll lose my mind.
Quickly here from Vic. Rashford.
Yes.
Any takers?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd take him.
Okay.
There you go. That'll be
It's pretty interesting. We ran a poll on this and it was like 2/3 no. But those people who were saying yes were very much saying the same thing, that Pep could transform him to something he's currently not at the moment. He's not in the right environment right now.
He could turn him into the thing that he was before some of these other managers showed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he was like actually good. Yeah.
Yeroy.
It's Yeroy.
Big fact.
Echoing what I was saying about Release Clause FC.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Mate. Great comment. JRX says Calvert-Lewin over Rashford. Interesting.
No, I don't know.
Overrated.
Calvert-Lewin once played for my very local side, Stalybridge Celtic, so I do have a bit of a soft spot for him, but I'm not sure that's a good enough reason for City to sign him.
Let's see. Play the Haaland song. Don't have the Haaland song.
It is a jam.
City Extra exclusive. Big up the boys. Let's see.
This is right up Mul's alley.
What
You
have got
can
there?
buy a lot of steak bakes up for $500,000 a week at Greg's.
Any mention of Greg's, I'm in.
To piggyback on that thing, I'm going to jump down a little bit. Jacob Blackie brought up.
Yes, go for it.
Anybody have a problem with the reported wages? So the number,
the agenda.
So the number out there is what, 500 or 600K,
500.
I think. So it's the highest paid player in the league. Could that tick off the locker room? You guys, so I'll go to you, John. Do you think that kind of signing, coming in on those kind of wages, would cause any static in there, or do you think the players would just kind of get it and be like, "It's business, dude"?
Honestly, I think if it is like a 3-year with a release clause after 3 years or whatever like that, I think the players would largely get it.
Yeah,
and I think if he scores 30 goals in the a season in the league, wins us the league 3 seasons in a row, I think the players again would be okay with that, and hopefully the players are also like seeing that it is a really obvious need for City. Like there is the missing link there, and that would complete the team, and that having someone like him in the team is only gonna raise their own profiles next by being kind of next to this guy.
Yeah. Kind of along the lines of what Vic is saying here. There will be no problems in the dressing room if we win.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy gives us the best chance, I think, of winning the lot. So he could be on whatever. As long as we're winning everything, it will never be a problem in the dressing room. But to John's point, he will be the only striker. I mean, it'll be Alvarez, but doesn't have the profile of a Haaland yet. So, if it was another midfielder, another winger, and they could compare salaries or whatever, and, you've got a Riyad Mahrez who's a multiple Premier League title winner, looking at this bloke who's 23? 21? One out. He's on more money than me. What's going on, right? But he's unique in that he'll be the main striker in the team. So really tough to compare. But like I said, the most important thing will be if this guy guarantees you winning trophies, which I think he does, very much like Kane, I think would have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to worry too much about how much he's being paid.
There is the injury concern about him as well, but I would say that City are top of the league right now without Erling Haaland. We score tons of goals without Erling Haaland. Like, we're not going to completely transform the way that we play just to suit a number 9 coming in. We recognize that the number 9 is going to elevate what we already have. And so if he misses 10, 15 games a season through injury, that shouldn't be a problem given the goals that are elsewhere in the squad. It's just going to give other people chances.
Yeah, so somebody else, for real. Jacob Lackey, Kev lining up across like fucking Haaland's in there somewhere.
Love that.
So what you brought up, I think Patrick Hawley maybe brought it up earlier in the chat about so the stuff that keeps coming out. I mean, Haaland has been injured on and off. It seems like a lot of like Real Madrid is pushing a lot of like, oh, they're nervous because of his injury record type thing. I don't know. I feel like it's because he's in a league that runs too much and he's the only striker in that team and he's a target. You know, it's the same way David Silva used to get kicked every week. Like, all right, how do you stop the best player on that team? I don't know, I can kick him, you know, a lot. Just keep kicking him. Make him have to stretch a lot. Make them have to play long, you know. I don't know. I'm not too worried about his injury record. And honestly, knock on wood here, but City's handling of injuries and like soft tissue stuff has really improved over the last couple of years, where we're not seeing as many of those like wacky you're out for 9 weeks type things.
Never mention a no-hitter, mate.
I said knock on wood, and I didn't say no hitter. I said have gone down.
Well, now you did.
All right. Still think City's going to win the league, dude. To all of our enemies.
Wow. Okay, we've hit almost an hour and 15, lads. This has been fantastic. I hope everybody watching has enjoyed this. This is not something we do too often, but could be something we do more often because this has been good. It's good to see your faces, Maine Road Ramble.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we'll get the debt dog on one day.
New official nickname.
If you want to hear some like
Jer,
Timo Werner
is
today,
Jer
sure.
still about?
Probably not at this time of night.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, day before St. Patrick's Day. You go to bed.
Actually, then maybe.
Well, yeah, it is St. Patrick's Day there right now.
You actually just won't sleep for the next couple days. So
I heard that, brother.
So, thanks to everybody in the chat. I hope we got to touch on everybody's comments at least once. We appreciate you getting involved. Thank you, Vic. That will be queued up for the next time. If you like this, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I believe Maine Road Ramble have one as well, so check theirs out. We'll make this a podcast. We'll put it out, and Joey will take you home with the rest.
Yeah, if you haven't already, like this video. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, off the top rope, elbow drop on that subscribe button. Click the bell. NoisyPod.com if you want to buy some swag. Go over there, get stuff at NoisyPod on Twitter.
One of these.
Yeah, get a mug with Mulva and I's face on it. Summer's almost
Ridiculous.
here. You can get tank tops. You can get tank tops with either of our faces on it. They have men's cut and ladies cut. So if you want to, show off them shoulder blades, ladies, you can get a Noisy Neighbors tank top. You heard me. I don't know, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, all that other shit. Not Podbean though. Make sure you subscribe to us on there, rate and review. Same thing for Maine Road Ramble. Go get them. I think that's it. Go to patreon.com/NoisyPod for as little as $1 a month. You can support the boys. Helps us out big time. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, for listening. Plugs for John and Joe. Go.
No, we're just looking forward to our cut of the Patreon for this episode, boys.
Yeah. I will mail it to you.
Excellent. I'll send you my address.
Sick.
We're just at Maine Road Ramble. Everywhere.
We're at Maine Road Ramble everywhere.
Twitter,
email,
Mm-hmm.
all the podcasts and things.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. To everybody else, thank you so much for listening. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And until next time,
Sure.
ta-ra.
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 Cheers.